Voilà, être retour, donc j'ai mis épisode 3, en vérité l'épisode 2 il a pas duré longtemps, ça a fait que l'asile. Et là on se retrouve donc au Manoir Hawkins. En fait j'ai eu un plantage du PC, donc je sais pas trop, j'espère que ça va pas le refaire. Et donc on continue, bon c'est un épisode 3, en vrai mon épisode 2 il a duré 33 minutes à cause du bug quoi. Donc ça doit être un épisode 2, mais c'est pas grave. On n'est pas à ça. On n'est pas à la pièce. Ça vous remet un petit peu finalement une intro.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Voilà, en fait ça a bugué au moment où je suis arrivé en bas de l'escalier. Alors j'espère que ça va pas le refaire.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Ça a l'air bien.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Bon, alors.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Donc là, oui, c'est Marie, ok. Ce n'est pas Sarah. Hein. Donc c'est l'officier Marie, donc. Sarah Hawkins fait l'objet d'un culte.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Bon, en fait, j'ai pas très confiance au flic parce que, bah, pour moi, il fait partie de la secte maintenant. Il a été relevé.
I heard you talking, Roman.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital, and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Alors il aurait vécu ça comme un rêve, mais je vois pas pourquoi ils l'ont laissé en vie en fait.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kinds.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Alors une sorte de crise.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Bon.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Parler à la veuve, ok. Alors sur notre stream, on a eu un gros fou rire avec la veuve, qui est un peu en bon point, comme on dit. Et c'est parti... c'est parti sur un gros délire dans le chat. Donc j'espère qu'il mettra... Non, ça va affecter mon truc. Si je bois... Bon. En gros, c'est parti en couille. Dans le live, on a bien rigolé. J'espère qu'il fera une vidéo. À mon avis, il va le faire. Et je vous parlerai du lien si ça vient. En fait, c'était peut-être pas le manoir où j'étais. Pourtant, ça semble être le manoir, mais...
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other?
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Ah, peut-être qu'on lui dit.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long. Did she really care for him after all? The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. A house of artists. A house of artists. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? A house of artists.
On a manqué une chose.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why? The Shambler. I need to see it.
Ok, j'ai pu progresser dans ma médecine.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Ok. Bon, ben, on va aller vers la galerie, hein, y a plus. Ok, elle est là.
A strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Ok, donc elle voulait vraiment pas lui donner la toile, mais il a fini par l'avoir. Parce qu'il va
Another
raconter la vie.
volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Ok. Ok. Alors, c'est une sorte de créature monstrueuse et connue. Ok, ça va me faire progresser en occultisme. Ça va m'aider dans la folie.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to dupe, Detective. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
All's fair in love and war, I suppose?
On va aller voir un petit peu qu'est-ce que ça donne. Ma médecine, elle a monté comment? 27%, 45% en occultisme. Ok.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Donc voilà la toile.
What the hell was that? Damn. This dagger.
Ok.
What the hell was that? This dagger looks different.
J'ai regardé le stream hier du coup, un autre gars, et du coup, je sais comment faire, donc je vais pas traîner 10 ans avec cette scène. Et je vous rassure, le gars a arrêté à cet endroit-là hier.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
My arm was disappearing into this painting. You must have seen that.
I saw you put your trembling hands on a collector's artifact. Where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
Where's the bookseller? Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
C'est sur le
What does this
cultisme.
strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Ok, j'ai pris tous les livres, je crois. Je pense bien, en tout cas. Cette pièce-là, je l'ai bien faite aussi.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
D'accord, à mon avis, c'est lui qui est venu voler la dague.
To whom does this footprint belong? no sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then? What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Ok, donc en fait le mari, il partirait en fait à l'étranger, pas pour voyage, mais simplement parce qu'il y avait connaissance d'occultisme et il voulait repousser ça apparemment. Et donc les grands anciens, ce sont des espèces de dieux monstres comme Cthulhu et les autres ont des noms à coucher dehors aussi. Dagon, je sais ça.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
En gros, quand j'irai chez quelqu'un qui a des somnifères, il est certainement lié dans l'occultisme. Retenez ça. Ok, ça c'est pour ma médecine, c'est cool.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Drake a laissé les consignes pour trouver la combinaison de son coffre. Bien. Une page semble cachée ici. On peut lire. Si quelqu'un trouve ces mémoires, il ne fait nul doute que je rencontre de sérieux ennuis. Mon seul et dernier espoir est que mon corps et mes ossements soient toujours dans ce plan de la réalité, de manière à ce qu'ils soient récupérés et incinérés. L'urne funéraire doit être remise à ma chère mère, si elle est toujours de ce monde. Le message qui suit est d'une importance capitale. Qui lit ces lignes et fait preuve d'une acuité aussi précise que la mienne peut espérer avoir accès à ma plus précieuse possession. Elle réside à l'intérieur de mon coffre et les indices de sa combinaison peuvent être trouvés dans 3 cylindres. Tous cachés tous cachés là, où la vie et les études se croisent dans le monde grec. Chaque cylindre est numéroté, même si, comme dit le célèbre auteur, si l'ordre est le plaisir de la raison, le désordre est le délice de l'imagination. En effet, malgré ma préférence pour le chaos organisé, je dois admettre que la raison finit généralement par l'emporter. Si par chance une personne, ou dois-je dire un génie, arrivait à utiliser mon intellect et trouver la combinaison du coffre, je demanderai à ce qu'il délivre son contenu à mon ami et collègue, le professeur Armitage de l'Académie de Miskatonic. Le contenu de ce coffre n'est pas seulement un vaste condensé de savoir, mais aussi une arme bien trop dangereuse pour qu'elle ne tombe entre de mauvaises mains. J'espère que vous serez capable de mesurer le danger que cela représente et que vous agirez en fonction. Je ne serai, dans tous les cas, plus là pour vous guider ni pour souffrir de vos actions. Bien. Grosso modo, je dois trouver 3 cylindres. Qui me donne accès à la combinaison. Il doit y avoir des objets cachés. Genre ça.
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Voilà.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Ok, donc là on a 2 cylindres. D'accord, donc c'est des bandes à lire en fait. Hein. À mon avis, ils donnent des conseils. Où a-t-il pu cacher son 3e cylindre? Le tome de médecine qui fait toujours
The
plaisir.
Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion. Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Freud, la base. Inconscient, tout ça, tout ça. Voilà, c'est un peu un cache-cache avec où t'as caché ton cylindre. Je crois que là c'est bon, hein, j'ai fait le tour. Il a dû cacher son 3e par là. Ça c'est pour les lire. A priori,
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Alors là, j'ai aucune idée.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Pour l'instant, il n'y a rien qui me laisse voir.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
1908.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection?
On a 8 volumes. Hein.
Drake talked about a
Il y en a
particular volume.
une date.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking. What did Drake say about this collection?
Dans le 16e siècle. Encore une date.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
J'aimerais vraiment savoir où il y a son 3e cylindre. Il doit exister vu dans mon inventaire. Je le vois pas. Non.
The Queen has little protection. The Queen has little protection.
Un, 2, 3, 4. Ok, donc il parle de trucs dans les textes et il faut retrouver. Donc là, ils sont 4. Il y en a 4 blancs.
The Queen has little protection.
Par exemple, là, il dit
The Queen has little protection.
les protecteurs de la reine ne sont plus très nombreux. Ok, donc ils sont encore 4 blancs, mais le protecteur de la reine, ils sont 3. Il y a la tour et 2 cavaliers. Faut que je réécoute.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Bon, là il fait référence à l'échiquier. Donc, 3 pièces.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. Dear friend,
Voilà, donc ça
I
s'appelle
thank you again for the anthology of the works of
l'anthologie
Arkham editions that you
des
sent me.
œuvres.
Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly
Ok.
relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Je sais déjà plus le nom. Comment il s'appelle exactement? Bordel.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect
Non,
our
ça, c'est
White
l'échiquier.
Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of
L'anthologie des
Arkham
œuvres de
editions that you
l'édition
sent me.
Arkham.
Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed
Asgaroth et autres
particularly
horreurs.
relevant to my research. I never
Azathoth
tire of browsing
et
through
horreurs.
them.
Donc ce serait
Drake
lui.
talked about a particular volume.
Aussi connu sur les paroles cauchemardesques, les collections de poèmes ont été seulement recueillies sur la première publication en 1908. Darby avait seulement 18 ans. Donc on a le 1, le 9, le 0, le 8. 1, 9, 0, 8. Ok. On va essayer comme ça sans le cylindre 1. Ça c'est pour tourner. Donc là ça serait le 3. On valide. Donc on a le 1 qui revenait pour le 1908. On a le 0 en fait. Le 1. Le 8. 0, 1, 8, 9. Ça serait un peu les possibilités. Non. 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 Toujours non. Ok. Donc il y avait bien 3 défenseurs. 1908, bah, il y avait 1908 et 18. Il y avait 2 fois le 8. Ensuite le 5, je sais pas pourquoi, parce que j'ai pas trouvé le cylindre 1. Donc si quelqu'un trouvait le cylindre 1, ou je regarderai dans des lives de toute façon. J'essaierai de voir il était où et c'était quoi le message. Parce que je suis intéressé de savoir c'était quoi le cylindre 1. Ou s'il était trouvable déjà. Bon, ça, on est d'accord, c'est normalement... C'est pas normal, hein. Normalement, c'est pas normal. Enfin, je veux dire, les chacun... C'est bizarre. C'est bizarre. Qu'est-ce qui se passe encore? Chapitre 8. Institut Riverside. Dans la librairie sans nom. Pierce a remonté la piste. Une tentative de cambriolage avortée. Il a découvert que Sherlock Holmes était à l'origine du méfait. Et a ouvert le coffre du libraire pour y découvrir. Ce dernier, Sherlock Holmes y avait caché un livre lié en peau humaine. Semble attirer le détective lorsqu'il a ouvert. Sa conscience a été projetée dans un autre corps. Chapitre 8.
Condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Bon, rien à faire. J'ai essayé de lui parler. Il est cataleptique. C'est quoi? Cataleptique. Plus de réaction. À propos du patient. Occulter le patient.
Very well. I'll examine him. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated.
Okay.
His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
Déshydraté.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Ok. Entrer dans le bureau de Fuller. Bon, il va falloir piquer les dossiers pour savoir ce que ce petit enfoiré manigance.
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Je suis sûr qu'il est mouillé, mais à tellement 10 000%, Fuller.
This place draws you in and never lets you go.
says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Il y aurait bien quelque chose à faire ici, on va voir. On va suivre ça, hein.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle dit?
The door to the boiler room is locked.
Ouais, ça j'ai compris que c'est fermé. Il doit y avoir moyen.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
Witch Donovan? Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on. Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off.
Les barbituriques, c'est des produits somnifères. Donc il aime bien jouer à faire endormir les gens, le mec. On va fouiller tout ce qu'on peut en haut. Je suppose de toute façon je devrais à un moment descendre.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Bon, c'est pas aller là. De toute façon, kitchen. Allez, il y a quoi dans la cuisine? À part la bouffe, hein.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Bon, bah, faut pas être compliqué hein, quand t'es là. Si t'aimes pas, t'aimes pas.
Please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Hay fever. What's he doing here?
En fait, il se crée plein de cobayes pour les transformer, j'ai l'impression. Il cherche à transformer de manière à ce que ce soit stable, peut-être. Et donc, il a besoin de plusieurs cobayes.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
En fait, les gens n'ont rien à foutre là.
The whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
The one that hides the smuggling business.
Oh no, not them. They don't go on that side of the island. Everyone in his place. The captain on one side, Cat on the other, and me.
Well, I've been to the whaling station, I have.
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Ah, elle serait pas mouillée, Kat? Parce que bizarrement, Kat était là et maintenant elle se retrouve...
Mrs. Sanders?
Kat, elle est mouillée. Elle travaille pour... Je sens que cette île, c'est un ramassis d'enfoirés, quoi. Qui sont mouillés dans le... Qui sont mouillés pour quelqu'un. Je sais pas qui est le vrai grand... comment on appelle ça?
What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Non mais il me la faut, prends-la.
The key to the boiler room.
Oui,
Not where I expected to find it.
Bon, moi je sais qu'elle est là. Je sais pas pourquoi elle veut pas la prendre en fait. Moi je voudrais la prendre pour aller réparer la chaufferie là.
The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Bon, c'est pas grave. Je sais qu'elle est là et je suis sûr que j'en aurai besoin à un moment.
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Merci pour ton follow, Bessa. Alors habituellement j'ai un son qui me prévient mais je sais pas pourquoi, ça marche plus du tout.
Dr. Colden?
Bon, je fais le tour des patients. Pour l'instant, ça me fait comprendre qu'il y a un truc qui tourne pas rond, quoi.
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors.
Il y a des gens qui ont rien à foutre là, et puis il y a une femme dans le chapitre d'avant qui se retrouve là. Et je crois que c'est Kat, en fait, la contrebandière de l'île, qui l'a amenée là. Donc à mon avis, elle est de mèche avec Dr. Fuller, qui est un espèce de... qui est un psychiatre, en fait. Et je crois que lui, il est au courant de toute la supercherie, pardon. Je crois que Dr. Fuller, il sait très bien ce qui se passe sur l'île. Et je crois même qu'il travaille, soit c'est lui, le grand méchant, soit c'est lui qui travaille avec, on va dire, le grand méchant pour faire transformer les gens ou faire des expériences. Bon, ok, ça c'était mon patient, je crois. Ouais, ok. Donc j'ai fait ces deux pièces-là. La clé de la chaufferie, elle est là-bas au fond à gauche.
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself. And keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
Very well. At least I'll know where to find you.
Ok, ouais, c'est les cuisines, je les ai faites. Hein. Bon, je pense avoir fait le tour de tous les blocs. Et de tous les patients. Ouais, lui, je l'ai vu aussi. Ok, ça, je suis pas venu ici.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
Ah, il est là, lui.
Ethan.
Marie,
What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
What? What? Oh putain, c'est mouillé, mais c'est un truc de fou. En fait, lui, à la base, il est censé être mort. Bon, là, je joue la femme médecin. Mais normalement, je joue l'incutter Mr. Pierce. Et Mr. Pierce, j'étais avec lui quand on a été fouiller le manoir. On a été dans des tunnels sous le manoir. Et lui, il est mort, en fait. Il s'est fait tuer par Charles Hawkins, qui est censé être mort dans l'incendie du manoir, justement. Et Charles Hawkins, on l'a vu, donc c'est lui, en fait. Hein. Pour vous montrer un peu le bazar. Mais normalement, je sais pas si vous suivez. Ah ouais, je suis en dialogue, c'est pour ça que je peux pas vous montrer tout de suite. Bon, je vous montre après. Pourquoi les... quel piètre menteur.
Tell me your symptoms.
I have headaches. And I can't sleep.
Do you suffer from insomnia?
No. Look. I don't want you to laugh at me.
Ethan, if you don't trust me, then who?
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Ouais, il se passe un de ces trucs, quoi.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Dr. Colden.
Je fouille, hein,
This
j'essaie d'avoir un
man,
maximum de choses.
Edward Pierce. His file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
On va aller lire ça après.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh. What state is he in now?
You should go see for yourself, Doctor.
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room.
Ok, la clé du boiler room, je sais où elle est. Mais dégage, toi. Bon, Dr. Fuller, il y a toujours sa clé sur lui, donc ça c'est mort. Et la clé boiler, elle a bougé, mais je sais où elle est.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory. Please, the few it...
Ok, il fait l'inventaire, je peux pas rentrer.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Je pense que j'ai fait un peu le tour.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office. The door to the boiler room is locked.
C'est beaucoup d'investigation dans le jeu. Ok, ça je peux pas les lire de toute façon. Je regarde, hein, parce qu'il y a toujours des choses qui peuvent nous aider.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Objectif principal, entrer dans le bureau de Dr. Fuller.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office.
Ok, donc
But
c'est
rest
bien là que je
I'll
dois
tell
rentrer.
him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Objectif secondaire, détourner l'attention de Donovan et couper l'eau. Donc je dois détourner son attention à elle et couper l'eau. C'est secondaire, mais ceci principal, parce que si je ne détourne pas l'attention, je peux pas rentrer. On soit d'accord. C'est pas comme si je peux faire ça. Bon, au moins je sais où je dois rentrer. Je sais où est le boiler room. Je sais où est la clé du boiler room, bien qu'elle ne veut pas la prendre. Ensuite, qu'est-ce qu'on va faire? Ah ouais, se laisser les portes ouvertes, c'est bien. Quoi, cette pièce n'a pas d'intérêt en fait. Si. Non. Non, bah visiblement elle n'a pas d'intérêt. C'est juste une pièce pour dire qu'il y a une pièce quoi.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Everything all right, Dr. Colden?
All is well, Elizabeth, thank you. I was making sure the water wasn't cut off yet again.
Thank God, no. The water's running. I have no desire to call Donovan for help.
Come now. Don't let that witch sap your morale.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Donc si je coupe l'eau, elle appelle Donovan et donc je peux rentrer dans le bureau. Donc j'ai compris ce que je dois faire. Cela dit...
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Et j'aurais besoin de la clé qui mène là en bas vu qu'il a toujours la clé sur lui. À mon avis, il y aura une double dans son bureau. Jusque là, tout va bien.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Jusque là, tout va bien. Je sais ce que je dois faire. Bon, maintenant il faut qu'elle prenne cette clé, quoi.
The key to the boiler room.
Voilà.
All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Bon, maintenant que j'ai ça.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag.
Maintenant que j'ai ça, je vais au boiler room. Voilà. Ah.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
I need a tool. Elle a besoin d'un objet pour Pour faire pression, pour décupler la force. On veut faire levier, quoi.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Ouais, mais quoi? Il y a des barres au sol, tu sais pas les prendre, hein? Je sais pas ce que je vais chercher ça ailleurs, hein, de toute façon.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
Ah, on va me dire que c'est fermé
The
parce
operating
qu'il
room is never
opère.
accessible after an operation.
Qu'est-ce que je peux trouver? Peut-être que maintenant qu'elle m'a dit que j'ai besoin d'un objet, ça va être un peu activé, quoi.
There's no way I'm leaving until I find what Fuller is hiding.
Il faut un objet. Un objet pour faire levier. Une fois que j'ai ça, je coupe l'eau. L'autre, elle me rend l'hameçon. Elle va pour remettre l'eau. Ce qui me laisse rentrer dans son bureau. Voler sa clé. Voler des dossiers. Et descendre. Pour l'instant, je trouve pas ce qui pourrait faire levier. Un tisonnier, il n'y a pas? Toujours pas.
This place draws you in and never lets you go.
Je trouve toujours pas ce qu'il peut faire.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest.
Je trouve toujours pas. Où est-ce que je vais trouver de quoi faire levier, quoi? Ça peut tellement être tout. Ah oui, la pièce qui sert à rien, j'ai dit. Ça tombe ça là-dedans, j'ai trouvé. Bon, bah ça reste la pièce qui sert à rien, quoi. On revient au couloir. Je pense savoir. Il y a une pièce où je pouvais pas aller tantôt parce qu'il faisait la... Là. D'accord. Voilà. J'aurais fait tout le tour, mais bon. On est bon. Let's go.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion. It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Ah non, il faut que je parle peut-être à l'autre.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
Ok. Elle va faire diversion.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
Ok.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Ah, il y a un truc avec le mât. Ah, il y a tout un jeu pour faire que les voiles se mettent droites en fait. Comme une espèce de combinaison quoi.
I've unlocked something. Patient files.
Ceci a été caché dans le bureau de Fuller. Il contient ses réflexions suite à des séances de psychanalyse auxquelles il a soumis Sarah Hawkins.
Was right.
Bien. C'est tout ce qu'on a. On va mettre ça.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set them all in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement.
J'ai pas oublié quelque chose ici. Locked.
I should go another way.
Alors on va essayer de voir si il y avait des clés. Hein.
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
Ouais, il y a toujours ces clés, hein. C'est bien ça. Ça va être chiant.
Do you want something?
I don't get why they have us waiting so long.
Where did my fiancée
No
go?
patience here.
I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Doctor, those people need you at the dormitory.
I'll tend to it. Don't worry.
Doctor, though.
I'll tend to.
En fait, ouais, elle va pas. Je pensais qu'il allait se passer autre chose, mais non. On va parler un peu à tout le monde, je sais pas trop. Là, j'ai plus rien à faire de toute façon. Je pourrais recouper l'eau pour m'éclater, mais je peux pas. Là, j'ai plus rien à faire. Je vais passer partout. Ah, en fait si, c'était pas fermé, je pouvais simplement y aller comme je voulais. Autant pour moi. Donc objectif, descendre dans l'aile psychiatrique. Voilà. Objectif accompli. Ouais, quand t'arrives là, tu comprends que ça commence un peu mal. Coucou.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Or I swear I'll shoot!
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go! Rescue the doctor!
Thank you, Drake.
Chapitre 9, Institut Riverside. Le livre à protéger Pierce dans le corps du docteur. Ok. Le détective assassiné. Impuissant, l'enquête menée par l'ami. Autres expériences de folle. Les introduites.
I pray that Colden is really here, and alive. An old diary. How old is Fuller, really? The Scylla is here, like in the vision. Colden came this way. Right. Enough time wasted. Colden needs me. I must find her. My God, what is happening to me? What was that? It's as if I'd been transported somewhere else. hand. Something has changed, but what?
Ça c'est chelou. Ok, j'allais par là, mais je sais pas trop. Faut que je trouve un truc de recharge d'huile en fait. Ok, c'est un genre de point de sauvegarde où là mon huile elle revient. Ok. Ouais, j'ai pas 50 choix, il y a cette pièce là. Là il y a cette pièce là. Tout ça m'apporte rien. Là je suis bloqué. Ok, donc par là c'est bon. On revient au point de sauvegarde, on repart. Là, rien. Là, rien. Dans ce coin-là, rien. Dans ce coin-là, rien. On part charger sa lampe. Qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Là, je suis mort. Non. Non. comprends pas ce que je dois faire. Tiens, ah voilà. Je vois pas, ce serait la seule chose que je puisse récupérer. J'ai récupéré un truc là-dedans, mais c'est tout. Est-ce qu'il y a autre chose que j'ai pas vu? Bon, on va partir du principe que non, il n'y a rien d'autre. On rechange les armes. Au fur et à mesure, accès à des parties en plus, on dirait. Ok. Je suis où là? Ok, en fait. Il y a toujours une zone qui me téléporte, qui nécessite cette lampe-là. Je viens de comprendre le délire. Dès que je me téléporte dans une zone, c'est que je dois aller chercher un truc. Et j'ai besoin de l'autre lampe. Et une fois que j'ai passé la zone où je me téléporte, je dois rechanger de lampe. En fait, j'appuie sur le bouton, mais il n'y a rien qui se produit. Je sais pas pourquoi. En fait, il faut jouer avec les deux lampes, en fait. Tu n'as pas accès à tout. D'une lampe à l'autre, je crois. Il faut un peu bouger, fouiller les pièces, penser à recharger sa lampe pour pas mourir. C'est pas si facile que ça. Ok, je recharge ma lampe. Visiblement, je sais pas encore aller là de toute façon. J'ai pas encore débloqué ce qu'il fallait.
It has trapped you.
pense que je suis mort.
You are confronting powers that surpass you.
Je me suis fait avoir. Je suis mort. Faut que je trouve un moyen de passer. Ouais, je vais mourir, c'est bon. Leur délire, ça passe, mais à un moment, c'est chiant, quoi. visiblement, j'ai rien ramassé. Je devais juste ouvrir la porte, peut-être. Y entrer. Oh putain. Oh putain de merde. Ça se reprend.
It looks like things are back to normal.
C'est là qu'on s'est fait niquer.
What's going on? It never ends.
Je m'en doutais. Je m'en suis douté, y a pas de fin. C'est un peu comme dans Mario, dans le château de Mario 64. Je parie que par là c'est pareil. Ouais, y a un truc. Une porte. Deux portes. Trois portes. Quatre portes. Cinq portes. Six portes. La coupure elle est là. Non? Ouais, elle est là.
Damnation. That's me.
Oh God! I gotta get out.
Je suis entre quatre murs.
I got.
Tout va bien.
Pierce, I found her. I finally know what's going on. You must live and find the truth. It is already too late for me.
Colden? What's going on? Was it a hallucination?
Please take a seat and be quiet, Mr. Pierce. I'll be with you in a moment.
Stop whatever the hell you're doing and turn around now. No, it can't be.
No! You son of a bitch! What did you do to her?
I wish I could have done more experiments on you, Mr. Pierce.
I said, what did you do to her?
You shouldn't be sorry for your friend. You should envy her.
Murderer! This madness must stop!
Colden?
On n'a rien à voir ici. Je deviens de plus en plus taré.
What did they do to you?
Alors Sarah ou pas Sarah? En fait, tu sais pas ce que tu vois. Enfin, si ce que tu vois dans le jeu, tu sais pas si c'est réel, si t'es dans un énorme délire, tu sais pas en fait. Disons que tu sais que ouais, voilà, il y a les anciens qui existent et que. Et tu connais aussi, bah, quand tu joues au jeu de rôle, tu sais qu'il y a la folie et tout. Mais ça peut tellement être réel, pas réel. C'est tellement sujet à interprétation.
No.
Let's get you out of here.
It comes in my dreams. Our minds melt like colors on a palette.
Come with me.
It's of the oldest green. Violent living, vibrant. A sea green, maybe. No.
Mrs. Hawkins, we must go before someone finds out.
Oh, but he will. He always knows these things when it's about me.
Who put you here?
But Charles, of course. He tries to protect me.
So he locked you in this rat hole out of love?
Love? He is the only one who still believes he can feel it.
All right. Come with me.
He will know. He will find us.
One more reason to hurry.
Have I seen you before?
Can you walk?
Maybe.
Then let's go before your husband finds us. It was in your studio.
What?
You painted me. That's where you saw me.
Of course. The men in white are coming.
You mean the guards?
This way. Follow me.
What the?
Oh no.
Come out of your hiding hole. Just you wait.
Wait. The machine. It's the green. The decaying one.
The gas.
Yes. It's not good for living beings.
We don't have time for that.
I am not moving until the wrong is set right.
Damn it.
Ok. Objectif, faire sortir Sarah Hawkins. Ok. Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait? Pas moyen.
I'd be better off finding a tool.
Ok, donc il va falloir un outil.
Perfect. All right. That should do it. Let's move.
Ah bah, Charles King.
I'm your puppet no more, you bastard!
Bien dégueulasse.
My wife, you owe me obedience.
Leave her alone. We're leaving this crazy island.
You are going nowhere. Don't get between me and my wife.
On dirait dans Pirates des Caraïbes, là, l'homme tentacule. Je sais plus son nom.
Nobody tells me what to do with my wife. How dare you?
Bon, voilà, il m'a calmé.
No! Why should I let you take her away when I could snap your neck? All you did for her safety was throwing her in this rat hole. I hid her well enough. You let Fuller play with her. Stop. I did everything I could to protect her. But her identity, her power, is what threatens her. What? Sarah has seen things has made things you can't even begin to imagine. Would you still save her if I told you that she is even more dangerous than I am?
She's weak, physically and mentally.
Do not make the mistake of thinking she's a feeble woman. Sarah has been in the presence of the myth for too long. Even if she were to leave Darkwater, she would still hear his call. And the cult will always be here, waiting for her.
Then we get rid of its members.
You are out of your league, detective. They control the whole island.
M'en doutais.
He will finally surrender to his power, and the world will fall with her. Don't! No one can escape the wheel of destiny, they say. But I will change it. I will save Sarah.
Chapitre 9. On va arrêter ici, les gars. Après la mort de Golden Pierce, victime d'hallucinations, a progressé dans l'institut à Versailles jusqu'à découvrir Sarah Hawkins, vivante, prisonnière du Dr. Fuller. La dernière confrontation entre Sharon Hawkins et sa femme a révélé que l'homme, sur son apparence monstrueuse, tentait de la protéger, celle-ci de l'influence du mythe. Il a mis Pierce en garde: si Sarah succombe à l'attrait de l'occulte, elle perdra tout libre arbitre et permettra aucune de réaliser leur plan. Invoquer un ancien dieu maléfique. Désormais, Pierce doit en savoir plus sur les intentions de Sarah Hawkins et trouver un moyen de la protéger. Donc toute l'île est sous l'influence du culte qui veut réveiller un dieu ancien. Et si Sarah sombre totalement dans la folie, le dieu se réveille. Parce que ça va permettre au culte de faire le rituel. Donc on doit essayer de comprendre, est-ce qu'elle veut que le rituel fonctionne, ou est-ce qu'elle veut être sauvée et tenter de la protéger. À peu près l'idée. Je laisse la cinématique et j'arrête là.
No parent should have to bury their child, knowing it's me that put him there. The guilt will never go away.
I feel your pain.
I'll do anything to get him back. Anything. My work was what lured me here in the first place. It began showing me things I never should have painted. Things Charles should never have seen.
What am I to you? I took care of you, saved you from your miserable life. You'll never find a man better than me. You owe me.
I owe you nothing. We'll leave now.
You're not going anywhere. You are mine.
Excellent, on voit la scène qu'on a vue plus tôt dans le jeu. Et en cinématique cette fois. Ouais, c'est la scène qu'on avait vue plus tôt au début. Où en tant que détective, on voit quelques images et on dit ah bah la lampe a été cassée sur quelqu'un, il a pris feu et s'est enfui. Donc c'est le mari qui est devenu fou avec les peintures de la femme en fait. En fait, tous les peintures de la femme font rendre les gens fous, quoi.
Simon. Come on. It's over now.
Bon bah vous avez de la chance, j'ai dit j'arrête après cinématique. Cinématique. Je vais mettre mes points. Ok. Ah, il a considéré bien décédé, Marie. Il y a un truc avec le gosse, je sais pas quoi. C'est trop... Je sais pas. Ah, je suis à 65% de folie. Ah, l'occultisme, pareil, hein, plus t'en sais, c'est pas forcément bon. 21 persos, 21 points disponibles. Pourquoi il a pas enregistré mes points en fait? Non, il y a un truc qui va pas. Voilà, là on est bien. Comme ça, je peux mytho correctement. Trouver des objets. Investigation. Je réfléchis. Ouais, c'est bien. Voilà, on est là bien. Tout est bon. On va arrêter ici les gars. Merci pour ceux qui ont suivi. Pour ceux qui revoient la vidéo, merci aussi. Donc soit ici sur Twitch, soit sur YouTube. Et le jeu il est juste trop excellent quoi. Parce que le but de Cthulhu c'est aussi d'être confronté à ce que tu sais pas, enfin est-ce que c'est réel, est-ce que c'est irréel, est-ce que t'es fou, est-ce que t'es pas fou, est-ce que ça existe ou pas. Et ce côté oppressant là comme ça. Enfin le jeu il est totalement réussi en tout cas. Et je sais pas combien il y a de chapitres mais voilà. On reprendra donc au chapitre 9. Ciao, merci d'avoir suivi. C'était Kira. Ciao.